So we ran into this really interesting problem the other day with one of our projects. So we basically had two different lists of addresses, and we had to match up all the addresses on one list to see if there was any overlap with the addresses on the other list. It sounds easy, but there were like 100,000 addresses on both sides. And the first thought was, maybe we just do it on Excel, you do an index match or a VLOOKUP or whatever to get the answer. But then we realized it's not that easy because you have all these nuances in the addresses. And things like in one address, you would have the avenue spelled out. On the other, you would say AVE. On one, you would say road. The other would say RD. One would have an apartment number. The other one does not. Things like that. Then we thought we'd probably use AI or ChatGPT to figure this out, but really wasn't helpful. And then we realized something. Now, how about we use latitude, longitude, the coordinates in such a way that you would convert an address into a coordinate and do that on both sides. And then instead of trying to match up the addresses, you would try to match up the coordinates themselves. At first, we thought it wasn't working because we really did not see a lot of match between the two lists when we knew there were a lot of these addresses that should match up. Then we realized something. The decimals that you see in the coordinates that comes after the latitude and longitude, those actually mean something. So the first decimal points to a 70-mile radius. Think of it like a countrywide area is what the first decimal points to. And the second decimal is more specific. It looks at a state level. The third decimal comes down to a city level. And the fourth decimal is as specific as a neighborhood. And the fifth decimal gives you the street level and also small parks and things like that. Now, the sixth decimal gives you coordinates specific to a building. That's how specific it gets. Now, it gets even crazier. When you look at the seventh decimal, it is as specific as a size of a room, could also mean a delivery spot or a parking space. And then the eighth decimal, the final decimal in the coordinates, it is as specific as an area of 0.5 inches. You can use it for precision robotics or drone landings and things like that. What that really means is when you have coordinates that has 8 decimals attached to it, it points to a 0.5 inch area on the globe, on the planet. That's how specific you can get with these coordinates. It was very interesting learning for us. But then coming back to the problem, what we really did was we did not want that 0.5 inch area kind of precision. So we ended up using coordinates down to the building level. But that's how we solved the problem, by converting both the addresses to a coordinate and then trying to match that up. So if at all you face a problem like this in the future, know that that's an option. I'll see you later.